Hey everybody, I've got some pretty fantastic news to share here. Nobody saw this coming. We all thought, okay, end of October releases from Storm, end of November releases from Roto. Cool, see you in 2018, but then yesterday the bomb got dropped, and not only did it get dropped, it's epic on levels that haven't even been invented yet. The Hyroad Nano and SonQ are the kind of releases that we don't typically see here in the US. I see the overseas market as kind of a testing ground or a place where they can say, okay, well, this sounds cool, let's do this, and I think that'd be awesome. Or when you and I are talking and say, man, if they put this core on this cover, that'd be perfect, and then they actually do, and it gets a cool name and a crazy scent, and then it's overseas. I mean, stuff like the IQ Tour Rising, the IQ Tour Supreme, the Phase Grip, Code Zero, just ridiculously cool stuff like that. Now, starting with the Hyroad Nano, it's exactly what you think it is. It's the same core with the Nano cover. Now, the numbers are all backwards in this comparison, but I see it shaping up similar to the IQ Nano just because with that core, I mean, the Hyroads all shape up the same way to me. And the IQ Nano, I thought, kind of shaped like a Hyroad. It didn't really remind me of the other IQs. Now, don't take that as gospel because I have yet to actually see the reaction, not to mention the IQ has a low RG and a low differential, and the Hyroad has a high RG and a high-ish differential, so theoretically they should shape differently. Like I said, though, the IQ Nano didn't really remind me too much of the other IQs. That cover seemed to have really dominant attributes, so I'm anxious to see what's going to happen here. The Hyroad Solid, when it came out, didn't really work for whatever reason, but the Nano cover is a completely different beast. I think it's going to look pretty good. So the scent is also coconut cream, and coconut's one of my favorite things ever. So Chad, you're forgiven for the whole Moroccan mint thing. I'm over it. The Intense really doesn't smell that bad, despite what I said in my opinion video. It was just a setup for the skunk joke. The Crossroad really did smell awful, though that one really isn't up for debate. So the Hyroad Nano releases on December 1st. Now, the SonQ is the real tour de force here. I mean, the Hyroad Nano is super cool, really interesting, no doubt about it, but I think they outdid themselves here. I mean, one of the coolest looking balls I've ever seen, really catchy name, really, I mean, the logo's sharp, it smells like gingerbread s'mores, so we're going to see what that's all about, and of course it's another IQ, but it's not just another IQ. It has R2S Pearl, we all know what that's all about. But the core's been significantly altered. The RG's been lowered from 2.49 to 2.47, super low, so I mean it's still going to rev and be strong in the mid lane like a traditional IQ, but they raised the differential almost 20 points up from 0.29 to 0.47, so this is going to create a significantly higher flare potential, which will increase traction both in the mid lane and on the back end. Now remember, this is still only R2S, so it's not the strongest cover ever. So all this early that it sounds like it's going to be isn't going to be the case. The Code Black has the same cover on that just monstrous core, and while it's really strong in the mid lane, it still gets to the spot and has plenty left. I think it's safe to say the SonQ should be right in between the Hyroad Pearl and the Code Black based on the numbers, and it releases 2 weeks after the Nano on December 15th. Now, that's also the release date for the new Star Wars movie, so, I mean, dear God, how much more are we going to be able to handle in just that one day? I mean, that's insane. Now, my personal opinion here, take this with a grain of salt, this is going off the rails a bit, but I have kind of an odd sense when it comes to ball reaction. I can look at a ball without seeing any of the numbers or what core or cover it has or anything, and the vast majority of the time guess how it's going to react with fairly surprising accuracy. I see the SonQ being really clean and having a pretty defined back-end motion. I mean, more so than we normally see with that cover. Obviously, the numbers would indicate that it's just going to roll heavy and be a really hard arc, especially paired with that cover, which is already a super archy cover. But this ball just looks like it's going to be super clean and almost sharp for some reason. I mean, it doesn't really fit the information, but we'll see. So everybody remember this. Feel free to roast me if this ball shapes like the Marvel Pearl, which it really should based on the numbers. Either way, the SonQ, I think, is going to be maybe the most anticipated release in the history of the company, which is really saying a lot. The end of this year features a group of the strongest releases that they could possibly come up with, and when you add these new balls that are coming out to the lineups they already have, this is just another big statement. I mean, I don't see any holes. There's just zero holes in either lineup for either company, especially when you combine them both together. But there's no reaction any other company has that Storm or Roto can't match or best. The lineups from both companies are just absolutely airtight. I mean, this is a really great time to be a Storm products fan. If you haven't tried Storm Roto before, or if the last one you tried wasn't the greatest experience, there's something here for you that I would be stunned if you didn't absolutely love. Something that is going to convert you to Storm Nation or Squad RG or both. I couldn't be happier with what they're making right now. So, I mean, many, many kudos to the team in Utah. So, that's all I have for now, and we'll see you on the next one.